Well, before we get to the game, here's a quick garage review because some of you have requested that. I'm going to go through the crew first. 6 Cents, Recon, Jack of all trades, Brothers in Arms, and repairs on my commander. Snapshot, repairs, firefighting, Brothers in Arms, and armor on my gunner. You're going to see I want all of the skills that help with gunnery. Smooth ride, repairs, clutch braking is always nice, Brothers in Arms, and of course, firefighting. Situational awareness on the radio operator first, repairs, signal boosting, which I need to probably get rid of, Brothers in Arms, and firefighting on this crew member. My loader has safe stowage, repairs, firefighting, Brothers in Arms, and intuition he's working on. So this tank, basically, the cupola is not tiny, but if you're using your 10 degrees of gun depression, it's actually pretty good. I think this gets 10 degrees. Yeah, minus 10. And the upper hole is pretty strong. The lower hole against tier 6s and 7s, if they're not firing gold, is actually fairly strong. You can get it up to over 200 by angling a little bit, but this is an American tank. The side armor on it is not great. It's 76 millimeters, so side scraping is hard in this tank. And the mantlet, 270 pen will get through these cheeks, and there's also a dead spot next to the gun that you can pen through as well, and I think that takes like 200 somewhere in there. I can't remember, but it's not a lot. So there are weak spots on this tank, and it's not something that you want to sit out in front of anybody that's firing gold rounds at your tier or higher, because they will start to pen you. The real trouble with this tank, it used to be overpowered, sadly, but the real problem is the 240 alpha. You know, you're fighting tanks that have auto loaders or auto reloaders, and they've just got huge amounts of damage potential. So if you're not at distance and you don't have friends, you're going to be in trouble with this tank. This is also a weak spot here. I don't know what the pen is needed for that, but you want to hide this. So you want to kind of, if you can, play with this side of your tank showing, if at all possible. I've got it set up. I changed the setup. I added improved hardening, gun rammer, of course, always, and then vert stabs to help with the gun handling. The gun handling's not bad, but I want to you don't want to expose yourself a lot in this thing. So anything you can do to not expose your tank is a good thing. The gold round, or the standard rounds, have 232 penetration, which is fantastic, and the gold rounds I think are 265. So 260 to 265. So those are good. And then because I have a firefighting crew, and also this is American, so getting lit on fire happens often if you show your rear. But as long as you're not showing the rear of your tank, you're not going to get lit on fire. They're not going to be able to pin you, or if you show your engine deck to something with a big gun. So I do use coke on this, and it does help with a little bit of everything. It helps get my view range up, which is the other thing. 441 view range, that's pretty good in a heavy. So concealment is crap. It's a heavy tank. That's just the way it goes. So the way I play this is poke quick, fire, and pull back if I can. So I hope that helps you guys, and let's get into the replay. Okay, well, here we are on Live Oaks, and we are top tier in a tier 8, tier 7 game, and I'm going to a position skill uses, and this position I use to spot the heavies. Now, we got a Super Hellcat that's pushing in, so it's likely that he will get a lot of the spotting, as we're going to miss a few shots here. But this spot is pretty nice because you can pull back from this position, and you normally should, because there's guys that are going to sit in these bushes back here. However, we are not being fired at from that position, so we're going to sit here and hopefully get some spots, as we do get a nice little shot into that side turret. Now, we're in the winning spawn because as these guys cross, they're going to get farmed by anybody and everybody that is up on this knoll in F4. So I played this. This game was the first game I played in this tank, and you notice we get an ammo rack on the Progetto 54, which is their top tier heavy. Now that is extremely uncommon with a 240 alpha gun, as we take some damage from, or take a hit from an SU-152, which he is going to continue to persist. But in this, and then I kind of forgot I got that ammo rack as we bounce another shot. We're going to bounce a fair amount of damage this game. However, I kind of forgot I got that ammo rack, and I thought, oh, this might actually be pretty good, because I've kind of dismissed this tank due to the meta. When you're fighting a TNH and they've got 1,000 damage, and you've got a 240 alpha gun, you have got to play this thing differently. You've got to be at somewhat of a distance. You need to be able to pen their cupolas, which is not an easy task, and you need support so they can't push you. So it's very situational that you would be able to push in this tank. As we bounce yet another shot from the SU-152, and probably not smart to keep poking this, because eventually he's going to hit and eat 700 of my health. I mean, it's going to be a tough shot for him, but he's missed several times and he's continuing to shoot at me. He probably has nothing better to do, because I'm the only one spotted. Now, keep in mind, we have two tanks behind us that are supporting us, so I feel rather comfortable, even though we're outnumbered here, right? I don't mind being outnumbered a little bit, and we poke up just a little bit too high, and this tank, I was thinking of going for a blind shot, but we do not, So now we're pushing up into a position that these guys that are sitting up here, usually there's some tank destroyers that sit up there, can damage us. But in reality, they're all sitting back on that back tank destroyer location, and I should have pulled back here, because I lost half my health because I stayed out there. You know, and that M2Y that I was shooting at, that guy has no hope of penning us. He really doesn't. So there's really no reason for me to keep poking. Now, one thing I've got is I can get my flank on a little bit, maybe, right? Because these guys, these wrecks are helping us. So 1,900 damage and a little bit of assist, and we're going to go help against this Tiger P. So he's got good DPM, but nothing else going for him. And it looks like the T32 is side on, and he dies, and I decide that it is time to go in, and we hit this guy in the side, and we're able to put damage into him and get another shot. So we take a shot, but we shoot him twice. So as you can tell, we're ahead on HP, but if this IS-6B goes in, he is in trouble, right? Because if he takes 700 from this tank destroyer, he's in deep trouble. So we do not get lit there, which tells me that it's possible that the ISU left. And our next position to get to is going to be over in the middle here. So once you clear this side, you can push to this middle, and it is very, very tough for them to win the game. Because you control all this hill, you control this whole side of the map, so you've really not given them much position to go to. Now, we're about ready to lose this side of the map, which which would indicate that they are going to take back some version of map control as we bounce on the Roomba. So we do load an HE round for the Roomba, and we're able to put a nice shot into him and take him out. So we're up to 2,900 damage, and this SU-152 is backing off, rightly so. I do not know how hard he turned blue. There is no team damage, so what did he do? Flip somebody? Who knows? So we're just going for cheeky shots, and it is currently 11-6. We're still up 3,000 hit points. Now it's 12-6, and there are 3 guys left. One is a Comet, which I'm not too concerned about. And we're just going to go in and try and pick up a little more damage. So that was a nice shot by that T26e5 but we're able to pick up our 4th kill there. And the only thing left is the Comet now. And I don't know if we're even going to get close to catching him, but we do ask this E75 TS to a platoon, or he asks us to a platoon. And we're going to try and pick up a Brothers in Arms medal here. Let's speed this up, because I don't know if we even are engaged here. It was a few days ago I played this, and I don't remember. And we don't get to get a kill there. But 3,400 damage, 1,000 assists, 3,200 block. Let's look at the after action on this. Well, we're able to pick up an Ace Tanker here. We got a steel wall and, of course, Brothers in Arms, which we were able to pick up for our 3,400 damage, 4 kills, and 1,389 base XP. We must have hit a blind shot on something. Maybe we hit a blind shot on the SU. No. I don't know what we hit a blind shot on. Anyway, 3,400 damage, 4 kills, 1,389 base XP, 22 shots fired, 13 hits, 11 pens. So this is why I would like to work on my gun handling on this tank. We blocked 3,200 by armor and did 1,400 assists, taking us up to 4,800 combined, which is not a huge amount for a tier 8 heavy tank, quite honestly, to get an ace. 67,000 credits with a standard account. Had we had a premium account, we would have had netted 108,000. So this thing does print credits because of the high base pen, and you don't have to fire a lot of gold rounds out of it. 2,900 experience total on the 2 times, and plus some bonus for premium. So I appreciate you guys watching. Hope to catch you guys next time. Toadster out.